Good morning from Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
That's right, we are back to board one of the world's newest cruise ships, and that is the Celebrity Xcel. We're not too far from Port Everglades, so we're going to head over shortly, get the embarkation process started, and then we'll be on board for our next cruise adventure. And of course, we want you to come with us, so let's head over.
Before we go, we're going to watch our safety video, and then once we get on board, all we have to do is check in with our muster station.
Yeah, that's a good option with Royal Caribbean Celebrity, is you can save a little bit of time if you watch it ahead of time, and then when you get on board, that part is already done. All right, a little hotel breakfast. Will keeps taking things out of his pocket like a magician. We made it to the port. We got to get through security. We'll see how long it takes. Okay, we are heading up the gangway. We're about to board Celebrity Xcel. That only took about 2 minutes to get through security. Pretty smooth. Oh, and before we forget, these are our friends Charity and Mike. This is their very first cruise, so you'll be seeing them throughout this series. Make sure to show them some love in the comments, and while you're at it, drop your best tip for first-time cruisers.
Thank you very much. Yay!
Okay, we've made it on board, and the screening and security process in the terminal was super fast, so no complaints there at all. But now we're going to head up and grab something to eat, probably at the buffet. And then we're going to head to our cabin to check out our first infinite veranda here on Celebrity. We haven't stayed in one of these cabins before, so we're going to check it out. But for now, we're going to head to the buffet, we're going to check out the cabin, then we're going to get ready for the sail away party because we've got to squeeze it all in. Let's go.
Okay, let's head up and see Charity's reaction as she steps into her very first cruise cabin. Let's go see what she thinks.
Oh my god! Oh, so nice! Oh, this is beautiful. This is beautiful.
While Charity and Mike were getting their first taste of cruise life, we headed off to check out our own cabin.
Well, we just had lunch in the buffet. It was really good, but very busy, but of course expected for embarkation day. But now we're going to head back to our cabin to see if our luggage is there and start unpacking.
All right, we've made it to the room. Open up the key card.
Oh.
Check it out.
Check her out. Let's go. Very nice.
Well, our luggage has not arrived to our cabin yet, so let's take an opportunity to have a look around the cabin before we make a mess of it. Now, we'll look at the bathroom in a second, but starting first here as we walk in, there's these initial closet doors, which, okay, it opens this way. Now this is just a narrow one with some shelves, which is, yeah, they're nice and deep. And then above this little coral piece, we have a corner closet or corner cabinet, which just has, looks like the internet kind of modem in there. And then same on the bottom here, another location for storage, just some shelves. And from what we understand, that's pretty typical, that's standard on the Edge class ships. Nothing too new there. Of course, two of the larger closets right next to the bed. We've got 3 drawers, the safe. We've got our robes hanging and some more lower hangers here, which is nice. But yeah, there's an area for long items, shorter items. That's great. It's a little bit tight next to the bed here, but certainly enough room to grab what you need. Now, the bed looks great. It is initially seeming very firm, but they are brand new. But nice king-size bed. Both sides of the bed have some storage. Now when it comes to the power options, surprisingly, there's only power options on one side of the bed. We were recently on the brand new Star Princess, which came out right around the same time as this ship, and they had outlets on both sides, which is really convenient. So a bit of a miss on the power options, I think, here. But across from the bed, nice big flat screen TV. Now moving into kind of the living area, we've got a nice little desk, nice big mirror with some lighting, and then next to it is the refrigerator. It does have some drinks in there that are an extra charge. And on top we've got the little box here with all the power options for USB and North American and European outlets. They got kind of the multi-outlet, which is great. And the rest of this cabinet area has some nice big drawers, 3 big drawers there. On this side, really nice sized sofa, and it's a pull-out. So this bottom section opens, and you can sleep an extra guest right here. Probably a child, but it does seem to be big enough to handle a third person regardless. And of course, the main feature of an infinite veranda cabin is the infinite veranda. Now we have these doors closed right now, but I'm going to open those up. And as you can see, that opens up to our veranda. Now, we've got a lot of sun right now, so it's really bright, but we've got the 2 chairs, a little table, and of course our full, basically floor-to-ceiling window, of which the top opens down. Now, if I just press this, we'll have this opened up here. And of course, you can open this as much or as little as you prefer. Now, if we understand correctly, if this is open, the air conditioning turns off in the room, which can make it really hot, really warm. So something to keep in mind. So we'll get that back up there. And of course, if it's too warm or you need some shade, you can use the shade option, which can, of course, help cool the room down if it's sunny like it is today. So yeah, this is nice and cozy now. Get rid of that bright sun if it's getting too warm in here, but already this cabin is very warm just from having that open for just a moment. But we're gonna open the screen back up and we'll get the air conditioning going and we'll be all set. We noticed that it appeared someone had their way with a pen all over this brand new cabin. Oh well. Okay, we'll check out the bathroom. So a really nice big long sink, shelves on both sides of the sink, and then additional shelving on both sides. There's also a large drawer right under the sink. So really great storage in this bathroom. Of course, the toilet in the corner there, lots of space in front, and kind of a pod style shower, but it's a really good size. And we've got the Shine products, so the shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel. We've got the hand soaps and the body lotion here next to the sink. So that's the standard product on board. If you're in a concierge or higher cabin, of course you get an upgraded amenities with those products. Now this cabin, cabin 6190, it's an infinite veranda cabin. It is a connecting cabin. So if you're staying or traveling with people, you can have this door unlocked and connect the 2 cabins. Otherwise, it will be locked for the duration of the cruise. Connecting cabins on this class of ship utilize small passageways, which is a big improvement when it comes to keeping things a little quieter between cabins.
Our bags have arrived, but we're heading to the sail away party.
Deck 12.
Do you want this?
Once at the sail away party, our first impression of the pool deck here on Celebrity Xcel is that it was the perfect mix of laid back and lively. We found the field to be more like a combination of modern beach club and the cruise ship pool deck. You've got the main pool, lots of loungers and umbrellas, and the walking track that circles the entire deck, so you can keep enjoying those views there as well. The bar was right there in the middle of it all, and the DJ up above definitely helped set the tone for the sail away party. You can also spot the magic carpet nearby, which reminds you that you are on an Edge class ship. Once sail away started, the energy really picked up, and the whole space turned into a pretty good place to just hang out, or as we briefly did, get in on the action. There's the Sun Princess heading out. We just disembarked her sister ship, the Star Princess, yesterday after taking our first cruise on a Sphere class ship. You'll definitely want to check out our vlog series for that sailing. We'll leave a link in the description. All right, we've taken in some of the sail away party, had a few beverages, but now we've made our way to the Cypress dining room for our early dining time. We've been assigned a 5:30 to 5:45 dining time in the Cypress dining room. So we're going to check that out, but then we have lots on the agenda already for this evening, so squeezing it all in. Okay, we're just back from our first main dining room experience here on Celebrity Xcel, and we are assigned to the Cypress dining room. We have an early dining time, which seemed a little bit rushed just because it's Embarkation Day, so a lot going on, but it was really good. It took about an hour and 20 minutes or so, so things were a little bit slow, but again, everybody just seems a bit busy on the first day. But I had the pork loin, and you had the...
I had homemade pasta. Very flavorful, actually.
Yeah, it was a good meal overall. We'll show you the menu now and what us and our friends Mike and Charity had. So yeah, overall that was a really good meal, but we are now going to unpack because our luggage didn't arrive in time for us to get unpacked before dinner, which we typically like to do on day one. So we're going to get that done now, but there's lots going on around the ship tonight. So in just a bit, we're going to head down and check out some of the entertainment venues. We'll see you there. All right, we've made our way to the bazaar. This is the entrance, which is pretty cool. We're going to go see what's going on in here. Okay, now we're into the bazaar. All right, our first look. It's a little dark. We'll check this out more tomorrow, but... We took a quick look around the bazaar, but it was pretty quiet, so we decided to head to the theater to check out the comedian that was performing. This was our first look at the theater, and it was absolutely beautiful, but we'll have more to come from there later. After that, we headed into the club where there was some 80s themed events going on. DJ, dancing, air guitar competition, and more dancing. First impression is this is likely going to be a very popular spot during the sailing. As we headed out, things were definitely quieting down around the ship. We've arrived back to our cabin to find our beach towels waiting for us and our agenda and schedule for tomorrow. And of course, a chocolate on our pillow, because Celebrity still does that. Well, that's going to be it for day one here on Celebrity Xcel, and it has been a jam-packed day. From the time we boarded until now, we've probably been to no fewer than 10 different venues, because it's always exciting to check out a new ship. It started when we boarded and headed to the buffet for lunch, and then we wandered around, checked out a few of the lounges. We were up on the pool deck for the sail-away party, and then we went to the bazaar where there was a live band playing. Then we were in the theater for a comedian. Kevin Jordan was his name. He was really good. Then we went to the club where there was some 80s games and DJ playing. Then we went to a few more of the lounges, wandered outside on some of the pool deck again this evening where it's a beautiful evening out. But tomorrow we arrive in our first port of call of Bimini, Bahamas. We've never been there before and we have a little something planned. But for now we're going to get some rest, so we're all ready for Bimini tomorrow. So we'll see you in the morning. Hello from day 2 here on Celebrity Xcel. We just arrived in our first port of call, and that is Bimini, Bahamas. We've never been here before, so we're excited to get out and check out the port area and a bit of Bimini. But first, we've booked a bit of a beach day at Resorts World. So we're going to head there, check out what the resort is like, and then we'll be back on board to experience more from Celebrity Xcel. All right, time to find our way off and head to Resorts World.
We're in the Bahamas!
Look at that water coming up.
Oh!
So the waves out off the pier here today are pretty high, actually. The waves were certainly getting pretty lively, crashing up against the pier and the ship. Not exactly calm seas right here, but we were going to have to wait and see what it was like at the resort. The fish didn't seem to mind. Okay, we've made our way off the ship. We're just here on the pier. We took our excursion tickets for Resorts World to this little booth behind us, and they gave us our bracelet to get us our admission into Resorts World. Now we're just waiting on the tram. After a bit of a hectic lineup, we managed to get on the tram and make our way toward Resorts World. It was a bit of a bumpy ride, but you do get to see a little bit of the area on the way over. After about 10 minutes, we arrived at Bimini Beach. Okay, we made it to Resorts World, Bimini Beach, so we're going to go get our welcome drink to start. All right, we've arrived for our beach day, so we're going to settle into a little spot here. The waves are pretty big out there, but should be fun.
So far, so good.
Bimini Beach Club is a Resorts World's private beachfront, normally included for Virgin Voyages guests, but since we're sailing with Celebrity, we booked this beach day as an excursion. And it really is a beautiful spot, with the soft white sand and clear turquoise waters you'd expect to find in the Bahamas. And the waves on this day made our time in the water a bit more fun. There are lots of ways to set up for the day here, from loungers and umbrellas to shaded canopies, and there are upgraded daybeds should you choose to splurge a bit. We did notice though that some of the loungers have definitely seen better days. You'll also find lockers, changing cabanas, beach games, and even accessible features like pool lifts and beach wheelchairs, which is great to see. A few areas, like the Mermaid Hideaway Cabanas, are reserved just for Virgin Voyages guests, but even with that, we found that there was plenty of space to relax and enjoy the beach. All right, we're finishing up here at Resorts World. Pretty good day, a little bit of sun, a little bit of sand, and a whole lot of fun waves. But back to the ship. All right, back on the shuttle. And it's vibrating a lot. As we made our way back toward the ship, the tram definitely seemed as though there was something wrong. And then, well, we were just on the shuttle to get back to the ship, and something blew up. We don't know if it was the engine or what it was, so we all had to get off the shuttle. There's 3 carts of people, but luckily we're just on the pier, at the other end of the pier, approaching the ship. So we've got probably a 10-minute walk to get the rest of the way. So we have to walk the length of this pier to get back to the ship. Oh well, a few more nice views of the water, I guess. Here we are on our unexpected stroll back to the ship. All right, we made it back to the ship. That was about a 10-minute walk across the pier. All right, time to grab a coffee at Cafe Al Baccio as we head to the room. Okay, we're all ready for our second evening here on board Celebrity Xcel. But for today, it was a really nice day out. We had a nice time at the Bimini Beach Club. That's the Resorts World area. There's also the Resorts World Casino, and the Fisherman's Village is part of this kind of area, and it's all accessible by the trams that run from the pier to those locations. Now, getting there by the tram was not so smooth when we first started today. We bought tickets to get into the beach resort ahead of time. So when you go out onto the pier, there's a little booth where you pass in your tickets, you get a wristband, and then there's some lineups for the trams. Now they separate those who have paid excursions, which ours was included in that. Then there's lines for other people who just want to, move around the island and whatnot. Of course, when the tram shows up, people are rushing toward the trams, jumping over the ropes. The whole system was just not very organized. So we ended up waiting a little longer than what we probably should have because lots of people were cutting ahead. Anyway, we got there and it turned out to be a really nice day at the resort itself. Now on the way back, the tram system wasn't much better. We got on the tram after waiting in line for a bit at the resort. And then about 3/4 of the way back toward the ship, we heard bang. And one of the tram's tires had blown. And that's when things really went downhill because there was zero communication. The tram just pulled over. There was 3 trams full of people all connected. And we were just left to figure out the fact that we were going to have to make our way to the ship on our own, on foot. And that included people who had mobility issues. And there was no offer of, waiting for a tram come and get us, to take us the rest of the way. So just a really poor system there with not much consideration for the people who were using the tram system, who paid a ticket to get on it. So not overly impressed with the transit. They've been doing it a while here, so we would have thought that they'd have a better system figured out. But yeah, just not really great and lots of room for improvement there. But with that said, we're back on board. We're excited to see what this evening brings because there's lots on the agenda. We've had a little nap, so we're ready to head out, grab something to eat, probably just at the buffet tonight because we want to get to the other activities going on around the ship. So come along and we'll see what the ship has to offer tonight. Okay, we've made our way to the buffet. We've got enough to keep us going for the evening, I think. All right, our first production show in the main theater. Let's check it out. Once out of the theater, we stumbled across the silent disco taking place in the atrium. And once that quieted down, we started winding down our night with a beverage from the martini bar. We weren't sure if Mike was going to make it up the stairs with his drinks, but he did. Well, that's going to do it for day 2 here on Celebrity Xcel. After a really nice day out in Bimini today, we got back on board, and after a quick dinner in the buffet, which we were thoroughly impressed by, it wasn't busy, food was really great, no complaints there at all. We bounced around some of the lounges and the bars, just trying to get a vibe for each of those, and they've all been really, really good. We have to say the crew and the service on board has been really, really good so far in all of those locations. But the highlight tonight was definitely the production show in the main theater, which was called Main Stage. It was essentially a singing and dancing type of show, but the visuals with that huge LCD screen and the lighting that they incorporated, it was fantastic. You didn't have to even enjoy the music, and you'd still enjoy just the visuals themselves. So thoroughly impressed by that. But tomorrow we have our first full sea day on board, so we're excited to check out all that's on offer. So we want you to come along, and the best way to do that is for you to subscribe to the channel. It really helps the channel out, and hit that bell notification so you don't miss our upcoming episodes. For now, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in an upcoming episode.